Yep.
All right, Andrew, we're live. Are you happy? Fucking English motherfucker. Welcome to Keyboard Warriors, presented by I can't even talk today. I said Keyboard Warriors. It sounds like my nephew. Yeah, I mean, you ever do that shit? You do like the little kid talk with you, like the kids?
No, not since I was 7.
Yeah, I've had to stop doing that because he's getting the kid in bad habits. Anyway, welcome to Keyboard Warriors, presented by CrossBonesMMA. My name is Eddie Law. I'm your host. With us from Stand and Bang MMA, Aaron Robbins, and Fred Kirby, also from Gem City Fighting. Hope you fellas are doing good tonight. Now with the HD camera, you can see Aaron a lot clearer. He apparently looks younger and looks like he's shaved, according to Fred. So works out pretty well. Anyway, let's get into it. We actually had an event this last weekend, UFC Saskatoon, headlined by Holloway against Oliveira, and it was a weird main event, mostly because it ended very quickly and due to injury. First detail we had on any kind of injury was a torn esophagus, which I don't know jack shit about, but maybe Aaron can tell us a little bit about it. What exactly is a torn esophagus?
That's what happens when you have too much fun at a bukkake party.
Knew it was coming.
Dude, that's exactly why I went to him, because I knew he was going to go with that shit.
Fucking disgusting.
All right, first off, well, a torn esophagus usually would seem like it would be some sort of an internal injury, but I suppose with extreme range of motion, it's possible to tear any soft tissue item. And he said, from what I read, he had the injury prior, and then when he went up against the cage, he said his body went numb, and he knew that he had re-injured himself, or that's what he supposed he had done. But the way that he quit that fight was very strange for me, because he didn't seem to wince in pain. He didn't call out audibly. He just put his hand on his shoulder and then kind of looked down like he was sad. And then Max Holloway was like, "Fuck yeah!" Punches him a couple of times in the guts for good measure. And Herb Dean finally steps in. But like he didn't wave it off or say, "Oh fuck, I'm hurt," or wince. Like he was just kind of like. And then when they waved it up, then did you see him? He just kind of like turned into a ball. He just crumpled up on the mat and he's like, all right, fuck it. This sucks. Now, the problem with Charles Oliveira with me is that, he's quit before in a fight when he got into trouble. And I don't think that it was that so much, but I do think when you're about to get your ass whipped, and if you get a little injury, I think sometimes guys fight through it. Matt Brown. And I think some guys are like, okay, I'm done, Joe Riggs, Charles Oliveira. Just saying. It's a fight. You know what I mean? If it was a stinger or if it was some sort of nerve pinch or something like that and he just quit like that, that's suspect. I always say to you guys, I like to see a fighter who makes it through adversity. So if that's how he reacts to adversity. Now, if it's a torn esophagus, that's something else. But that's also a really weird, that is a bizarre injury. I've been watching mixed martial arts for 20 years. You guys ever heard of anybody else having a torn esophagus?
No, but I wanted to make a bunch of like gagging on cock jokes. I mean, that guy's gonna get clowned on at the fucking gym for sure.
Well, he comes into a very emotional song. Let's just say emotional song, and he's crying the whole way to the ring, and then it's revealed that he has a torn esophagus. Let me tell you what, if he has a rectal injury, I think we know what he was doing in preparation for fighting Max Holloway.
Oh shit. Okay, but me and Fred were actually talking about this before, and he actually brought up that point about Oliveira quitting before. I think you were talking about the Cowboy fight, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Like he kind of got stung a couple times and was like, fuck this. Matter of fact, I think I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure after that fight he dropped the 45 and was like, fuck that. I don't like getting hit by those dudes. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I suppose if he fucking tore his esophagus, which for the record, I'm pretty sure is not an actual fact. I think that's just rumor that it was actually tore. So.
Well, and here's another thing, Fred. He went like this. If your esophagus is over here, you fucking tore it real bad.
Right, well, and you know what, man? Like I said, I'm no fucking MD, but your esophagus is your throat, right? Like this region?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right along this region.
Yeah, he goes down like he got hit by a sniper rifle. He gets carted out, right? I mean, I don't know. I would imagine maybe it would be hard to breathe, but like, it gives you paralysis. They need to carry you out on a stretcher. I don't know. It seemed weird, man. And I'll tell you what's sad about it is I really wanted to see Max fight. I wanted to see him get tested and see what he could do. And, you know, I feel like a lot of people are oddly like counting this as a legit win. Kind of like, here we go.
Yeah.
Like now it's like I've heard that maybe Frankie Edgar could possibly be rumored as next. And, you know, people out there like, yeah, you know, Max has got a real great shot. And maybe he possibly does. But it kind of sucks because he needed this fight against Charles Olivier to let us know where he's at. You know what I'm saying?
Who was he fighting?
Charles, I don't know,
Oliveira?
Oliveira, there we go.
There we go.
Olivier, all those fucking funny O names.
No, you know, I just agree, and I wanted to get both of your opinion on that. It didn't seem legit. You know what I mean? The way he reacted. Like, okay, remember Manny Gamburian when his shoulder went out?
Yeah.
That was legit. His fucking shoulder went out, and he's like, yeah! When Anderson Silva breaks his leg, fighters go, ah, when something happens. He was just like...
True.
That should be a new meme. That should be like the newest meme, dude.
Yeah, even McDessie was, you know, the timeout.
Yeah,
all of the bad injuries that I can remember. Matt Brown shit his pants when Eric Silva kicked him in the liver. His reaction was just very strange. He didn't wave it off, and then just kind of the way that he was just like, okay, I'm going to lay down now.
Yeah.
Yo, to me, though, when I was watching that shit, it looked like he was having a heart attack. Like, I legitimately thought this dude's fucking having a heart attack in the cage because of the way he went down, right? He just fucking holds here and just...
That's true.
At this point, you could pretty much count him out at 45, though, right? He's no longer. I mean, not to say he was a legit contender, but maybe if he beat Holloway, he would have been considered legit. Like it's enough with him right now, right?
For a while.
What? He's got the only calf slicer in the UFC.
Which means fuck off.
No, his legend will live forever as the calf slicer.
Yeah,
that's his claim.
He does have that.
All right, well, let's talk about Holloway. You know, just like Fred was saying, people were counting this as a legit win, and then he calls out Frankie Edgar. Well, Frankie Edgar is rumored to be headlining the Ultimate Fighter 22 finale, right? And what name keeps popping up? Max Holloway. I mean, do you want to see that fight, Fred? And if so, does Max Holloway stand a chance against Frankie Edgar?
Yeah, I'd love to see that fight, and sure, he definitely stands a chance. Would I pick him against Frankie Edgar? I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm not a real massive Frankie Edgar fan. BJ's like my favorite fighter, and I've had a hard-on for Frankie ever since that shit. And, you know, it's just enough with Frankie, all his movement and the like. But but he is fucking talented, man. He's really tough. And Max Holloway, like I said, man, he kind of needed this fight to see, you know, exactly how good he is. I think he would have got the finish regardless, but seeing as how we kind of got cheated out of that, it's really hard to pick him against fucking Frankie Edgar, you know what I'm saying? He very well might come out and fucking dust Frankie Edgar. We don't really know how good Holloway is. Like, that's why we kind of needed this measuring stick. So, but it definitely makes sense. And, I mean, you can't really count it as a legit win, but fuck, it was a win, right? He showed up, threw him a couple punches in the gut afterwards. I mean, it was a win, so he's got to go up in competition. Fuck it.
Real quick, just because I guess it's breaking news on Twitter. Main event for the TUF finale is Frankie Edgar against Chad Mendes.
What the fuck? Well, there goes any fucking relevancy of the horse shit I was just spewing.
You should have shut up for just a couple more minutes. Hey, you know what? I really do think they should just play it back. Because like what Fred was saying, he needed the fight against Charles Oliveira to see which one of these guys was legit. Because Oliveira does have a pretty good highlight reel. They're talking about the striking, the submission game. But it looked like to me is that Max wasn't going to have any trouble. He was tagging Oliveira. Oliveira couldn't find his range. He didn't like the stand-up game, so he went for the takedown. That didn't go worth the shit for him. Max was able to stand right back up. So I don't know. I think they should just fix his throat hole and see if they can play back the fight. Because right now, who else makes sense at 145 for Holloway?
That was my next question. What the fuck? And it does kind of suck now that Frankie's tied up with Mini Mendez.
Pretty much.
Why are they doing that fight? What the fuck is going on with Joe Silva and fucking Sean Shelby?
I don't know. That's a good fight. I don't know.
No, it's not.
Why not? You don't like that fight?
Why is it a good fight? If Chad Mendes wins, who does he fight next?
Okay. Hold on. Let me say it's a good fight in and of itself. As far as the division goes, I see where you're going. You know, I don't know. I guess you kind of really need Frankie. If Frankie wins, it still has some relevancy. But if Chad wins, it does kind of fuck you.
Right. That's what it seems like right now is going on in the UFC. Is they're just saying fuck it to the divisions. They're just making individual fights based on fan opinion. Let's go to Facebook today and see what these fucking morons have to say. Oh, Mendes versus Edgar? Perfect. How about these fucking morons? Holmes versus Rousey? Fucking book it. It's almost like they've just fucking given up. They're like, fuck the rankings. Rankings mean nothing. Fuck the division. Who cares if we're developing the division?
Yo.
What do the fucking retards on Twitter want?
You know what's funny about that? I had a very, very casual fan at my house today. It's a buddy of mine. And even he had heard about the Ronda Rousey-Holly Holm fight. And he's like, and you know, like you said, man, your fucking friends come over, and if you're like the MMA guy, he comes over and he's like, what the fuck, man? Do UFC rankings just not mean shit? Some fucking nobody's fighting Ronda Rousey next? See, he's a casual fan. He's never fucking heard of Holly Holm. He's like, who the fuck is this bitch? Like, he's got no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, to him, he's like, what the fuck? I've never even heard of her. Isn't like Kat Zingano, and he like names 3 bitches that Ronda's already fought. Like, aren't they ranked ahead of this bitch? I've never even heard of her.
But that's the whole thing. Like, am I wrong? That's what rankings mean. You have C, that's the champion. Then you have 1, that's the next person who fights the champion. Then you have 2 and 3 who fight each other to see who the next person is that fights the champion. Then you have number 8 who has to beat 7, 6, 5, and 4 to get there. You don't just say, oh, number 8 versus number 1, the champion. Yeah, that makes sense. Who else do we got? Who else is undefeated? Who gives a fuck? It's unbelievable. Where does Nunes fall in this? Okay, why wasn't there Nunes versus Holm, or Holm versus Tate, or Tate versus Nunes? And
well, listen. To play devil's advocate here, I would say that Ronda Rousey probably has some kind of contract where she needs a certain amount of fights. She's probably got a movie deal or 2 lined up. So I mean, because why else would they be fucking? Why else would Ronda want to fight so frequently? I kind of feel like she's trying to churn out some fights and then go do some shit in Hollywood. And, like, you know, the UFC owes certain fighters fights by a certain date. Mm-hmm. And I think they had to book this date. And listen, at the end of the day, I'll give them this. You know, we can't cry about everything, man. I did not like the Misha fucking trilogy. I don't think anybody liked that. So we get Holly Holm instead. I mean, fuck, man. There is no alternative other than Ronda sitting out and letting the division play out. If Ronda has to fight, this is probably as good as it gets. Other than maybe fucking Nunez.
Listen, you're wrong about the Tate-Rousey fight. I am interested in any Misha Tate fight because of her mesmerizing ass cheeks. Am I wrong?
No, kinda. A little bit. She does have great ass cheeks, but that trilogy.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Okay, let's go back to Saskatoonish, or wherever the fuck we were at. That was a weird main event. Now, what the hell was the co-main? I can't remember.
Neil Magny. Yeah, Neil Magny wins the decision. Oh, Eric Silva. And Eric Silva looking like complete shit.
Yeah, what the fuck? You want to talk about losing the gimmick, not being on the gear. Jesus Christ, the fucker had back fat at the weigh-ins. The normal, very athletic, very ripped Eric Silva had love handles that looked like mine. Just slightly smaller than mine, but still pretty much the same. And no muscle definition whatsoever. And talk about putting in a fucking lackluster performance. He looked like fucking shit. If that's the difference between the UFC on the gear and the UFC off the gear, we need to make a huge cut of talent. If that's what the guys who were using, you know, on the gimmick before that, all of those guys need to fucking go to Bellator or World Series of Fighting. Because, honestly, both you guys, I'll ask Eddie first. You think Eric Silva has a chance against anybody in the division looking like that?
Fuck no. No way.
Fred?
I mean, nobody of any kind of relevancy. I mean, you know, no, not really. He looked like shit, man. And, it kind of sucks, too, because I actually used to be a real big Eric Silva fan just because of how he fought. Even if it was only 1 round, you at least knew you was going to get some fucking lightning and thunder for 1 round. And we didn't even get that. And you know what really fucking bugs me about it? is that cute little prick fucking Neil Magny. Comes out shining on the other side. Oh, Neil Magny's jab, and they're like, man, fucking Neil Magny.
He jabbed the shit out of him, though, for sure.
I knew that was coming.
He did that.
He did. He looked good. You know what's weird, man, is that was kind of the fight designed to win for him. You know what I'm saying? All he had to do was fucking take a little bit of an oncoming storm, which never even came, because fucking whatever happened with Eric Silva. But he knew all he had to do was wait it out. And then that's one thing he is good at, is being durable and fucking waiting you out. Cute little prick. Like a fucking cockroach, that guy. You just can't kill him. He's back on the next card after he loses, winning.
But it's still, he dropped I mean, Damian Maia was the story. Damian Maia snuffed him out like an amateur. He starts going much above Eric Silva's level. Guys are going to start squashing Neil Magny. He's just not the guy. I'm sorry, Neil. You're a good fighter, but you're not the guy. You have a ceiling, and you are rapidly approaching it. Plain and simple. He's just not the guy.
Yeah, he's fought 9 times in 18 months. I mean, the dude is at least very durable, right?
He's very busy. That's great. I wish more fighters were as busy as him. I mean, him and Cowboy and some of those other fighters, I love that, who fight every couple of months, and of course you have to make a living in the UFC since they pay less than most car washes. But you know, it's nice to see that. Was there? Oh, wait a second. Can we talk about the weird fucking retirement?
Okay, yeah. Eric Perez. It was actually the headline on the prelims. Eric Perez knocks out Sam Stout, and then Frankie. Sorry, you're right. Eric Perez, somebody else. Frankie Perez knocks out Sam Stout, and then retires in the cage. It was very weird. He's 26 years old. It was his only UFC fight, his only UFC win. It wasn't his first UFC fight, but it was his first UFC win, and then he retires right then and there. It was very weird. It was very it was almost bizarre, right? Because you don't expect that to come from someone so young. But what do you think about it?
That's going out like a boss.
I bet. Took the words out of my mouth, Jack.
Fuck yeah, man. I'd have liked it if he'd have slapped fucking John Anik when he was done. I'm 26 years old. I don't like to do this shit no more. I got my first win. Whack. Walked out the fucking gate.
I'm out this bitch.
I mean, listen. Do any of us think that he would be a future champion? Like, not to like be a dick or nothing, but like he's probably not that guy, right? I mean, maybe, who knows? But like, I don't know. He's quitting. I think maybe that's what it is. He figures probably, fuck it, man, I'm not going to take this shit all the way to the top. Got me a quick win, get a little fucking money, and go. I mean, unless he's got some fucking injury that he ain't telling nobody about or some shit. Like, probably just figures, fuck it, why waste my time?
That's it. I mean, and then Michael Bisping had to be a fucking cross-eyed prick about it. He doesn't have the cojones. You know what? Fuck you, Michael Bisping, you 50% fighting cocksucker. I don't want to fucking hear no bullshit from you. You know, it probably was that. Some guys love this shit. He probably just doesn't. He's like, I don't want to be away from my wife. I don't want to be away from my kids. I don't want to diet. I don't want to make weight for this little bit of fucking tweedly bit money that they're fucking paying me. I got a good job in the family business or whatever. He said it. I achieved my dreams. How many people get to snuff somebody out in the UFC? He beat Sam Stout, which now I'm pretty sure gets knocked out by fucking raindrops when he walks outside. It's getting pretty fucking... I thought Sam was going to fucking drop the gloves. I thought he was going to be like, hold on, with my fucking little blonde cornrows, let me say something, John Anik. I'm quitting too. And then Frankie was like, hey, I knocked him out so bad, I'm going to quit the sport. But Sam Stout's done.
Yeah.
Stout's done, yeah.
Dude, he didn't announce it, though, right? It's not official?
No, but he should. He's going to end up fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, worst case, the UFC's probably going to cut him, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not going to lose in streak of sorts, but on Twitter here, plain old Gary tweets over, that Snorskatoon, though. And I'm sure he's talking about the Olivier Aubin-Mercier fight against Tony Sims.
Yeah.
How many
that's my homeboy.
Time out. How many back fucking takes can you go for without actually going for a submission? I lost count. This fucking kid wouldn't do shit. What the fuck was going on?
That fight was so bad. I mean, you know how traumatic events are usually blocked out of your memory?
Yeah.
It wasn't until plain old Gary mentioned it that I remembered that fight was on this card. I was actually contemplating suicide during that fight. That is fucking terrible. You know who I feel bad for is Sims.
Oh, yeah.
That guy fucking takes another short notice fight, and then he gets the leech. And that shit's terrible. Like, okay, we had Damian Maia on Stand and Bang, which will be released, I think, tomorrow. Dana White said to fucking Damian Maia, look, guy, we like you and all, but you need to start finishing fights. You need to start being aggressive. Dana White needs to yank this fucking knuckle head off to the side and go, look, one more fucking Ben Askren wet blanket bullshit like that. You're off to fucking Japan and 1FC, you're fucking WSOF. I don't give a shit how fucking French your name is, weirdo. No more of that fucking guy until the UFC until he learns how to throw a punch. Fuck him.
Yeah, well said. Plain old Gary was at my house that night, and he literally got put to sleep. I tell you what, Javier Mercier put somebody to sleep. He put Gary to sleep on my fucking couch. He was probably putting folks to sleep worldwide with that fucking performance. It was boring. Like, tell you what, dude, what you don't want, and what, more importantly than any of us, Dana White doesn't want, is somebody tuning in for the first fucking time and seeing that shit. Like, that's the type of shit that is not going to build you new fans. And I realize you can never predict how this shit's going to go or how certain matchups are going to play out. But, yeah, that fucking sucked, man. And fights like that have a way of fucking up the whole card, man. The card can be going good, and a fight like that comes along, and it just takes you out of the mood, man. Like, it fucks up the whole vibe. And it kind of did for that card. And then you had Eric Silva and his shitbird performance. Like, matter of fact, the whole card was kind of on a downward slope after that.
It actually had a really good crescendo up until that point, but I have to say, Trinaldo smashing the shit out of Chad LaPrice's head, that kind of got it going back for me again. Because Chad LaPrice is one of those guys that I'm like, how is he undefeated? Like, I look at the guy, and I look at his skills, and I'm like, eventually, somebody's going to tag him. Trinaldo, good job. He just smashed him out. And then I saw on Chad's timeline, that will never happen again. Oh, I'm guessing it will. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen again.
Yeah, and you know, I picked Chad LaPrice in that fight. I really did. I thought Trinaldo was just, you know, because Trinaldo's explosive, but only for a little while. And that's all he fucking needed to put that dude out. So that was, I don't know, that fight was unexpected, I guess, for me.
You only gotta be explosive for a little while. Ask all of my ex-girlfriends.
There you go.
Z.
All right, you guys want to talk about the only chick fight in the whole card?
No.
Yeah, actually, I will say that Letourneau's a lot better than I thought she was.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that fight sucked for me, too. That was another one that sucked the energy right out of me. I'll tell you another thing. I don't like everybody getting all butthurt just because you want to complain about a fucking women's MMA fight. They don't get no special privileges. That shit was boring, too.
Who gets butthurt? Who gets butthurt that you're complaining?
The Twitter people, if you say anything negative about a WMMA fight, they're like, oh my god, all the women fights are so fucking fun and interesting. Yeah, not that one, Jack. That one fucking sucked for me.
There's no Twitter people. It's just a bunch of mouth breathers and knuckle draggers. Don't worry what they say. Fuck the Twitter people. That's like Chud. You guys remember Chud? That's who's on fucking Twitter. Chud.
All right. In that case, is any other fights you guys want to talk about before we move on?
Weren't the two Fight Pass prelims pretty good? Or at least one out of the two?
All right. So Daniel Jolly got knocked out or TKO'd by Misha Cirkunov. Jolly had no business being in that case.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Misha Cirkunov. He looks like he's Eastern Bloc, and his name is Eastern Bloc, and they're like, and then he's like, yeah, man, it's just awesome to be here. I'm right where I belong right now. I was like,
whoa,
what the fuck just happened right there? I was like, okay, I guess the dude is from fucking Southern California. That's cool. Misha Cirkunov.
All right, Code Blue on Twitter says, are there going to be titties or what? Anybody want to whip out a titty real quick?
On this show?
On this show. We ain't got titties on the show.
Yeah, hold on.
Hey,
hold on.
Here comes Aaron.
Hold on.
Not with these numbers, Jack. You better go get 10,000 of your friends to turn this fucking YouTube link on, or I ain't showing no titties.
There you go. You got to say something.
Titties. All sorts of titties. There we go. Titties.
All right, there we go. There's your titties there, Cody.
Can't say we don't deliver on the show, Mr. fucking Coat Blue, with your odd requests.
I'll tell you what, if Mr. Code Blue says any cock's getting whipped out on the show, we are blocking Mr. Code Blue.
Okay, you know what? That's a good point. I'm gonna try and get a chick on this show at some point. See how she reacts. What do you think?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. That was not a good point. If we get a chick on the show, I'm not keeping you two pricks on here.
It'd be real fucking weird.
Fucking virtual gangbang. It's gross.
No, let me tell you what. Girls know all about Fred. If there's a girl on the show, she'll go real still and pretend that she's not there like a ninja.
Jesus Christ.
My internet goes.
And then maybe Fred will go away.
That's not a winning strategy.
Fred the patient man. Fred will wait it out.
I'm very patient.
You're gonna get real tired real soon.
I saw you blink. I know you're alive. Come on, let's go.
All right, let's move on here. Anthony Johnson actually in the news recently, and not because he actually did anything, but because he put up a rant on Facebook where he described in a situation with a chick at the gym where he was lifting, and the chick came to stretch on a yoga mat where the lift, where you go lift, which is, if anyone that goes to the gym knows, is the most irritating things when you get someone doing something in the wrong spot. You know what I mean? For example, doing fucking, arm curls with the fucking bar at the squat rack. It's horseshit. Anyway, so he put up Facebook freaks the fuck out, especially all the feminists, and then he, the fucking UFC has to get a third party to fucking investigate the whole thing, and now he has to get counseling, and he has to donate money to a charity. And the whole thing's really ridiculous. Aaron, when you heard about it, what did you think?
Well, we're in contact with Anthony Johnson's PR person. So Stand and Bang officially stands behind Anthony Johnson and all the decisions that he makes. Aaron Robbins thinks that Anthony Johnson might be partially retarded. Because if you already have an issue with prior alleged domestic violence towards women, and then a fat girl puts her yoga mat down in front of you, you internalize that, Anthony. You go home and you rant to your homies, and you say, that fat sea donkey did this and that. What you don't do is go to the largest public forum in the world as a famous fighter and go, this fat, wrinkly abdomen sea donkey had the fucking audacity to do yoga in front of me, blah, 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 this fat, ugly bitch. Dude, you already have issues. You've already been investigated. You really don't have that kind of a filter between your brain and your fingers that says, Anthony, maybe you just shouldn't. Perhaps you shouldn't hit post. Nope, you fat cunt, blah, blah, blah. Enter. Okay, well, fucking roll the dice, pal. See how it goes for you. Huh. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a real great move by Anthony. I think Anthony and English got a little something in common. I don't think they love the fat people. I don't think they love them. He got highly upset because she was doing yoga by him. And I feel you, Eddie. People ain't supposed to be doing curls and the leg curls or the like. Yeah. But you're fucking having a fucking big professional fighter grab your yoga mat and sling it across the gym and go, get the fuck away from here, you fat twat. It's probably fucking a little unnerving. Anthony, settle down. Go smoke some pot with the Diaz brothers and chill out. And then, surely, if you do have that altercation like that, don't fucking post nothing on social media about it, my dude. You might have fucking been able to slowly act like it didn't matter and just ease out of the situation had you not made a big, massive post yourself about it. Like, that was really stupid. That brought way more attention to the situation than you needed, so...
Yeah, like, okay, I'm a pretty reasonable guy. Now, I can't go smoke some weed or drink, you guys know that. But I like nachos. So if I was at the gym and some, fat sea hag put her yoga mat in front of me, I would want to grab it. I would want to roll her up like a chubby burrito and kick her out of the gym. But you don't. What you do is you think that nice thought while you're burning off some energy, and then you go and you rant to you guys or your friends or something like that. And then you go have a big plate of nachos at some place, and you get over it. What you don't do is act on those violent tendencies, especially if you have priors. That would be me like posting, you know what, Facebook world, the other day I saw a pill head using some pills. Oh man, did those look good. I'm not saying that I'm ever going to use again, but Jesus Christ, it was this fucking close. Okay, just kidding. You know what I mean? You can't do shit like that when you already have prior suspicion. It's just, no. He done fucked up.
Yeah, and look, the UFC having investigated for a second time, you know for sure somebody, maybe Dana White was probably like, dude, this shit happens again. Like, you're fucking done. Like, even if you didn't do anything, even if you just post another stupid Facebook shit, you're done. So if you are a fighter, you're a famous fighter, you're a famous athlete, and you got some money, hire a PR person that can actually tweet for you and use your Facebook and stay the fuck away from social media. Because you got to be that, if you're that dumb to post something like that, you need to stay the fuck away from the problem.
Seriously, I think that a lot of these guys should really think about that. You see a lot of people doing some stupid shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys got money. They should have somebody there to make those decisions for them. Anderson Silva and the dick pills thing. How on earth did somebody not tell him to shut the fuck up? That's the worst idea in the world. That's the worst idea in the world. Like, plead the fifth, my dude. Anthony, shut up. Get your fucking phone out of your hand and let's go bang some white girls. Like, don't waste your time with this shit. Fuck that. It's something that he can completely prevent himself. Like, nobody's, you know what I'm saying? He don't have to go on Facebook and make some long rant about it. That's fucking stupid, man.
Plain old Gary says she's just a tree monster hoping to be a beautiful flower.
Yeah, well, she can go do that shit elsewhere.
What is she? What the fuck is she, Groot?
That would have been more entertaining.
Whatever, though. It ain't news, though. Whatever. Yeah, that dude's got a fucking anger problem. And some fat fucking disgusting pig got on his nerves at the gym. So what? The UFC didn't do shit about it. Nobody cares.
Okay, you know what? Just for clarification, I am the most... You guys always tease me about being racist and this and that. I am the most tolerant person on the intellectual musings of three idiots. You and fucking Andrew are hateful people. You hate everybody. You just stop being so mean to overweight people. She's overweight. You don't know if she's fat and disgusting. Maybe she's curvy. Maybe she's got great boobs. Who knows? You can't take Anthony's word for it. Lucky he didn't fucking kill her.
No. That's like, look, every fat broad these days thinks she's curvy or she's thick. All right? That's some bullshit. All right? You're obese and disgusting. That's kind of what it is.
Damn.
I'm just going on Anthony's description. He didn't say she was a little curvy and mouthy. He described a disgusting sea pig. So that's his shit, not mine.
And if you haven't listened to the musing show, the last one, you need to listen to it so you understand what the hell Aaron was talking about. But Andrew Reed, and I've never heard Andrew so animated about anything. Yeah, like in the previous episodes, he was he's kind of hyped up about some things. He was really into the fucking fat people thing, like the hating fat people shit. You need to listen to this shit. I'm not gonna tell you no more. Fucking go listen to the show. He
was dropping slurs I've never even heard before.
Yeah.
I still don't know what a bongo wobbit is. What the fuck?
You know what? Aaron used one. He said the word posh. What the fuck does that mean?
You have to ask Andrew. He really hates it when you call him posh. I don't even know.
Oh.
It's kind of sissified.
I think it means kind of posh is like snooty. Like posh spice. You know what I mean? She's posh. She's anyways, I got from Andrew Reed, bollocks to me. I won't interact again. Quit being a twat.
At least you pronounced it right.
Yeah.
All right.
I like saying twat.
Twat.
Yeah, I like the word twat better. I don't know.
Twat rhymes with hat and cat. Because if you think about it, that's actually right. T-W-A-T, twat.
Twat. Yeah.
Not twat. That doesn't make any sense. It's missing an H or something.
A W-H in there somewhere. I don't know.
What? Twat.
Twat?
It sounds like usually how the British folks would say it, though, ironically enough. Usually say twat.
What?
Yeah?
Oh, shit. All right. Let's move on to some more MMA shit here. Nate Diaz is going to come back after a year away, almost a year away, I think. I know. To take on Michael Johnson at UFC on Fox 17. The other reason to talk about UFC on Fox 17, JDS against Overeem is official for that card as well.
Look, Nick Diaz is coming back after a year to get his ass handed to him again. That's all that's going to happen. You can't fight once a year and be effective in the UFC. He's going to get trashed out.
Yeah, Michael Johnson's a pretty rough dude.
Especially since Michael Johnson has robbery rage. He got fucking robbed out of a win. Now he's going to be coming at Nick to beat his ass for sure and not leave it in the hands of the judges.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with fucking Joe Silva and the UFC over there, but, like, is there anybody that didn't want to see the Nurmi fight? So
Right?
we get Nurmi and Tony Ferguson, and we get Nate Diaz and Michael Johnson. Do Nurmi Nate, man. You're right. Nate's going to get snuffed. He's the sacrificial lamb. Nurmi needs a name to snuff. Put it on Fox, and then you can give Nurmi the title fight. Like, I don't get any of this, really. Like, it's all very odd. I mean...
Because I'll tell you what, old El Kakui with them long-ass arms and legs, he ties up a submission and snuffs out Nurmagomedov. There goes the hype train.
Yep.
Yeah, well, for sure. I don't think that's very likely as far as it goes, but you're right. It's not really a risk I'd love to take right now. Why not line Nurmi up with Nate, which is a bigger name and probably an easier win, instead of lining him up with Tony Ferguson, which is probably a harder fight and a less of a name. You know what I mean? So he beats Tony Ferguson. Who really gives a fuck in the grand scheme of things?
At the same time, Tony Ferguson should be a bigger name. It really should be. The way he fights is fucking great.
Hey, man, I should be a bigger name, but I ain't.
Why?
He got a lot of issues, man. He really do.
I'm a cool-ass motherfucker.
Now, shut up. I agree with Eddie 100%. Tony Ferguson is a good challenge for Nurmi at this point. Who's beat Tony Ferguson?
Oh,
Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
How long ago?
No, with the long. He beat him. You asked the question.
You hold losses against people for 18 years.
You asked the question.
Unless it doesn't suit you, then you're like, oh, how long ago?
Well, of course I don't fucking, not when it's being used against me, goddammit, shit.
Yeah, Fred's like, Joe Duffy, how many years ago was that? It doesn't matter.
Fucking fair weather motherfucker.
Let's talk about the other fight, the one that should be the main event. I'm pretty sure they haven't obviously named it yet, but I've named the fight, just not where it's at in the card. But JDS against Overeem, the fight we should have had back at 140-something, UFC 140-something. We finally have it now. Except now it's, Overeem post-roids, supposedly, and JDS post two or three Cain Velasquez fights, two where he got just fucking murdered. And Overeem's not, a bum, but he's not who he used to be. We're basically getting another fight of just not has-beens, but guys that are not really in their prime anymore. So, Fred, are you excited for this fight at all?
Well, yeah, I'm definitely excited for the fight. But you hit the nail on the head, though, especially with Overeem. I think, this fight needed to happen a year or two ago to matter for Overeem. So much has happened since then. That dude's been knocked out so many different times that it just doesn't matter. Although, maybe it does. It seems like certain guys get a certain amount of fame or fans, and it doesn't matter how many times they lose or get knocked out. Fuckers are still, we'll still have fuckers on my Twitter timeline talking about how great of a striker fucking Alistair Overeem is because of whatever the fuck he did in K1 way back when. And listen, when he's pouring on the offense, he is a pretty dynamic striker. But, he's fucking kind of got a weak, and listen, whether he has a weak chin or not, he gets punched in the face a lot, and it's heavyweight. So his defense is fucking not great, and that's not a good mixture for heavyweights. JDS, I gotta be honest with you, I think you ride his ass a little too much. I think JDS is fine. I mean, outside of his drubbings to Cain, which quite frankly, Cain fucking didn't finish nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a fantastic finisher. What the fuck? I think JDS is still fucking important and matters for the division. So, and I think he'll knock fucking Overeem out.
Yeah, and Plano Gary asking what's next for Jacare. Jacare is taking on Yoel Romero at UFC 194. That stacked, super fucking stacked card that you're praying to anything and anybody and whatever deity you fucking believe in or not believe in, that nobody gets hurt on that card, because that fucking card is ridiculous. But
I'm gonna give you a preview of what the post-fight presser will look like after JDS Overeem. The Reem, it didn't go well for the Reem. I got to go back to camp, and I can't tell you guys what my camp is about. But I'm confident that I'll be back better than ever. But yeah, I'm the Reem. He's gonna get knocked out real fast.
Yep, I got you on that one. I think JDS puts him out first round.
I can't stand that fucking prick. I hope JDS hurts him real bad. I've never gotten over the fact that is the only guy I've ever talked to in the UFC is a cocksucker.
Dude, I remember you fucking telling me right like the seconds after your interview, he hit me up on DMs. He's like, you won't fucking believe how the fucking interview with Overeem went. And I was just like, well, how did it go? And he described it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Here's an example. Hey, Alistair, how are you doing today? The Reem is doing good. How are you doing? Good.
Did he really say that?
No. Shut up. You're ruining my shit.
All right.
I was like, all right, so let's ask about your last fight where you got knocked out real quick. Well, the Reem doesn't want to talk about past losses, so the Reem's going to go back to the gym and, going to prepare. All right, so how are you preparing to be better for next time? Oh, the Reem can't reveal those secrets to you. That's between Reem and the coaches. Okay, so you want to talk about your next fight? No, I just want to, I don't want to talk about my next fight. So you don't want to talk about your last fight or your next fight? You want to talk about fucking cardamom-flavored ice cream? What the fuck are we going to talk about, you big goofy prick? So that was the end of the interview. I actually called his PR person, was like, I'm not publishing that.
Yeah, no, when he told me about that shit, I fell over laughing. I couldn't believe it, and I couldn't believe it, because it's like, when he told me he got Overeem, I'm like, holy shit, it's pretty huge. This is when Overeem had come into the UFC and was like starting to make he was just being there was a big thing, right? He got that, and afterwards, I was bummed out for you, man. I was like, oh fuck, it sucked that bad, like shit.
It was really bad. So yeah, he's gonna get knocked out.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's just kind of how it's gonna be. Code Blue tweeting over saying Johnson should have just, and talking about Anthony Johnson. Johnson should have just talked dirty to her like any normal man. Fatties like nasty talk.
Is this the same dude who wanted to see boobs on our show?
Yep.
Do either of you guys know this guy?
No idea, but it's entertaining as fuck, so I don't mind it. Oh, he also said thank you. Yeah, he said thank you for
enjoying his perversions.
Yeah, he said thank you for the titties. Please keep the dicks off the screen.
Okay. Oh, okay. We can be friends then. All right.
All right, and all right. Let's now we talked about that. Let's get to the one fight that broke and fucking drove everyone insane. Miesha Tate's getting pushed aside here for Holly Holm. You get Ronda Rousey against Holly Holm. Holly Holm's undefeated, but Holly Holm, who also has two very, very subpar wins in the UFC, after coming in with a huge hype about being a 19-time boxing champion or whatever 10 million times they did, she did it. And supposed to be a scary striker, and she's gonna be the one that you can put against Rousey, and she's gonna knock Rousey out. Turns out she's actually boring as shit. She's a point fighter. She runs away. She keeps everything at range. And Raquel Pennington made her look kind of average. And actually, Aaron Robbins is showing exactly what Holly Holm looked like, what Holly Holm made everyone do when she actually fought the last two times she fought. So, Aaron, since you did that, what was your opinion on this fight? I mean, we all know Holly Holm doesn't deserve it. But is there anybody else who could have thrown in there besides Miesha Tate? Because no one really wanted to see the Miesha Tate fight either.
Amanda Nunes.
Exactly what I was thinking, too. I thought Nunes was going to get it. But Holly Holm gets it. What do you think?
Holly Holm's going to get beat real bad. Speaking of Holly Holm, what do you guys think of my handiwork? Let me see. Can you guys see that right there? Does that look right? Yeah. Dolph Holm. That's what I see every time I see Holly Holm. Dolph Lundgren in the face.
No.
I will break her. Okay, I'll tell you what. The only fight that Ronda finished somebody quicker is Kat Zingano. Everybody's like, oh, well, Holly Holm, she's a boxer. She'll be able to keep her at distance. She'll control the distance with the striking. Don't be fucking stupid. Ronda's going to walk over there like a fucking Sherman tank, shit whip her on her stupid head, and rip her arm out of her socket. Done deal, sign my paycheck. Whoop, on to the next fucking victim. Holly Holm doesn't stand a fucking chance in this fight.
Yeah, well, okay. You're right. She doesn't really stand much of a chance in this fight. But who else is there for Ronda? I mean, you got to give her somebody fucking...
Amanda Nunes. We just said this, Fred.
Yeah, no, whatever. But Holly Holm's a bigger fight. What the fuck? She's undefeated. She's got the boxing fucking champion thing. You can fucking sell her a bit more. I think that fucking... It's not a great fight, but it's the fight to make, man. I mean, what are you going to do? You got to fucking keep Ronda busy, so...
You could have stuck with Miesha Tate. See the thing. Here's my problem with this fight. Besides, yes, because here's the problem with the Holly Holm fight. Nobody knows who the fuck she is. Zero people. know who the fuck Holly Holm is outside of the hardcore fans that were actually kind of excited of her for her to get built up as a legitimate contender at 135. So nobody fucking knows who Holly Holm is, but everybody knows who Miesha Tate is because she's fine as fuck, right?
Okay. Yeah. You know what?
It might have something to do with the fact that she's, highly ranked.
Did you hear who was?
With that.
Did you hear who was training fucking or who was going to be helping train Holly Holm for this fight?
Who?
Cyborg.
And Miesha Tate. How fucking cute is that?
Dude, there's pictures all over Instagram and fucking everywhere with all them sitting together. They're all called the We Can't Beat Ronda Club.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? It's like fucking some bad script from a movie. Like, what, they're going to unite to help her fucking take on the mighty Ronda?
Wait a second.
What?
Aren't they all in that movie?
Yeah, they're in that movie. They're filming a movie together. I forgot the name of it. I really don't care. But they're filming a movie together, and
Fight Valley.
Oh, there it is, Fight Valley. There you go. It's all over fucking Twitter, I think. It's the only place I've seen it. But yeah.
And that's where it have its release at, is on Twitter.
Yeah.
The three of them get together and make a movie.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, dude. Probably horribly bad in a major way.
This fall, coming straight to YouTube.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit! Like I don't. Disclaimer: I know nothing about this movie. I know zero about the plot or even who's fucking filming it. All I know is that everyone keeps retweeting this bullshit of Miesha's gonna be on Fight Valley. Miesha's gonna be on Fight Valley. Blah 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 blah. And then the best part is the only good thing that I learned on Twitter about the Fight Valley movie was that Holly Holm fight got announced on Saturday, right? Well, Miesha is on set on Monday with Holly Holm and Chris Cyborg after everyone was saying Miesha should fight Cyborg. So now for Miesha Tate, the thing they're talking about next for Miesha Tate, they're talking about Amanda Nunes against Miesha Tate. I think it should have been Tate Holm for a title shot, but Nunes Tate for the winner of Holm Rousey is not that bad, right?
Yeah. I mean, fuck, if not, you just do it the other way, right? Like, if it wasn't going to be Holly Holm, it was going to be Nunes. So what the fuck? Like, really, no matter how you cut the cake, they were probably going to do it like this. Try to put Miesha Tate in a title eliminator where she actually gets eliminated because we don't want to see that trilogy no more. And that'll probably happen with Nunes. So
that's absolutely right. I really do believe the UFC thought Jessica I was going to beat Miesha Tate. I think that's what they were planning on, is that Jessica I snuffed out old Miesha, and then it would be Jessica I versus Ronda Rousey, which would be attempted murder. Now, I told you guys, and I think you agreed with me anyways, there was no way that Jessica I was going to get past Miesha Tate.
Nope.
No matter what anybody says about the trilogy with Miesha Tate is arguably the second best bantamweight fighter in the world. She's a good fucking fighter. She out-wrestles wrestlers and she outstrikes strikers. And her last several fights, she has shown to be very durable, and she can also switch up her game plan to come back and win. If it wasn't for Ronda Rousey, I think that Tate would probably hold the belt a couple times. I think she would lose it, but I think that it would go back and forth between other people. It's just that Ronda Rousey does exist, and she's an unstoppable force.
I think you might have just said why they gave Holly Holm the fight. I think if they give Holly Holm Miesha Tate, Miesha Tate beats Holly Holm, and they never get that payday. I think they think Amanda Nunes can actually beat Miesha Tate, so they play it out like this. They get Holly Holm now. They fucking feed Miesha Tate to Amanda Nunes, hope she wins that fight, and then, you know what I'm saying? That way they get Nunes and Holly Holm as credible fucking contenders for Ronda.
Well, I'm sorry to tell the UFC that Amanda Nunes snuffing out McMahon was no surprise. She's not going to be able to do that against Miesha Tate. That punch against Sarah McMahon, right?
Yeah.
That'll show you just how amateur Sarah McMahon actually is. That was a striking 101 mistake. Do a spinning attack without any defense. You turn your back on your opponent. What do you expect? Yeah, a fucking hard cross against your jaw is what you should expect. And then she couldn't recover. But as soon as she saw that she couldn't take Amanda Nunes down, rather than coming up with a plan B, she just like, fuck it, Hail Mary, spinning back fist, whatever the hell. No, Miesha Tate has too much fight intelligence. She has too much fight IQ. I think that she's going to either win against Nunes or at least put on a very convincing performance. And then once again, we're going to be left with the idea of shit. Miesha Tate is probably going to fight Ronda Rousey again at some point.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Go ahead, Fred.
At least she deserves it at that point. You know, she beats Nunez. Fuck it. Fuck it. Give her the trilogy match at that point. I mean, even at that point, I'll go ahead and concede, like, you know, they gave her a couple fucking tough fights, and the old girl kept fucking winning them. So I just didn't want to see it next, man. At this point, she beats Nunez. Nunez is a fucking beast, man. If she gets that win, then fuck it. Miesha Tate deserves to get her arm broken again.
Here for me, you know what? I say for just pure entertainment value, put that disgusting fucking slop Betch Kohei up against Miesha Tate. And let her beat her fucking ass out, too. Funniest thing I saw, and I don't have the picture, otherwise I'd put it up on Keyboard Warriors. Somebody photoshopped that one where she's jumping up in the air with that horrible dog face, and she's in an outhouse. And it looks like she's just blasting a shit into the outhouse. That's going to be forever my indelible memory of Betch Kohei. Just that fucking disgusting face of hers.
I think it was Mike Jarvis that made that. I'm trying to find it. I laughed so hard when I saw that shit.
Now, just real quick, we haven't heard anything from Andrew Reed since I told him, duh. Andrew, did we hurt your feelings? Come back and tweet us something if you're not right now standing on a three-legged stool with a noose around you.
No. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, I can't find it. All right, well, if I find it, I'm gonna tweet out that picture you're talking about with Betch Kohei. But, come on, Andy, dude, we know you're watching. Just fucking tweet over, say what's up. And stay away from the ledge. Fucking, all right, so we talk about Betch Kohei was talking shit about Miesha Tate, right? Wanting to fight her and shit. So let's say they make that fight. What's up?
Betch Kohei is like the anti-Conor McGregor. But she's kind of similar in a way in that you guys want to talk fucking horse shit about people getting gifted title shots that they didn't deserve. Conor came out and thrashed Mini Mendez in a couple rounds. Clearly he deserved to be there. Betch came out and got fucking starched in about 42 seconds. She did not deserve to be there. And if she fights Miesha Tate, she'll take a fucking beating. A good one. Because Miesha probably won't snuff her out that quick. She'll just fucking get her down and throw her a good old-fashioned ass-kicking. I don't think Betch Kohei is very good at all. I think she's going to have a fucking dramatic fall from grace. What the fuck? Like, that was her.
There's not a fall from grace. She had no grace. She beat Julie Kedzie. Yep. She beat Shanna Baszler.
Hey.
And the other, what the fuck? The other horsewoman. Who was it?
Jessamine Duke.
Jessamine Duke, yeah.
Let me tell you what. That is a list of who cares, not who's who.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my point. She rode that into a title shot in Brazil. Like, that was her fucking claim to fame, man. That was a big deal, and like she's gonna be curtains now.
Okay, first of all,
you fuck off, Andrew.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. The reason why she got that fucking title shot is because Sean Shelby picked a bad day to quit sniffing glue. That's what the fuck happened right there. Ah, there it is.
There it was.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Can everybody see that picture right there? Ah, that is Betch Kohei.
That's what she gets too.
That is awesome.
and Andrew is definitely.
That's a good one too. Can you guys see that? Remember when Betch Kohei was talking shit? Pepper John remembers.
That's plain old Gary right there.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, real quick, anything else you guys want to bring up before we end the show here? Sorry. Talk about your last fucking episode.
Yeah, we talked with Damian Maya. The interview was a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to be. He talks about the fight against Neil Magny, what he's doing currently, his staph infection, and why he thinks that happens. Get a little interesting insight on Dana White pulling him aside and saying that, you need to start being more aggressive and actually trying to finish. We love your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's all cute, but you need to start fucking finishing fights within the distance. So he's trying to be more aggressive. I got the guy's super intelligent. It was a good interview.
All right, for sure. And listen to that. I think it comes out tomorrow, he said?
Yeah, I'm going to try to. we haven't really done our part yet. We've just done the interview. Me and Fred have been really fucking slacking. So we're going to get on the horn tomorrow and just do some real hateful shit. Just we hate that. We're kind of going to go out on we're going to take a little hiatus. So we're going to go out on the I fucking hate everything post Reebok UFC and then just be like drop the mic and then go black for a couple months and then come back much more grateful about life.
All right, and if you ever listen to the Musing Show, it's fucking entertaining, especially if you watch Keyboard Warriors a lot and you hear us talk. You hear these two talking. You hear we always talk about Andrew Reid. In fact, right now he just told us to fuck off. So that's kind of how it goes. So if you want to get to know these guys, definitely check out the Musing Show. I highly recommend it. I'll give you an example. I play it at my at work, and it's me. It's basically just a bunch like 15, 14 Mexicans in a warehouse. We're working all fucking day, and I play that shit out loud. That sounds horrible, by the way. Now I think about it, that sounds like a cartel.
Fucking slave labor.
That sounds like slave labor in a cartel. It's not that. But I play it for a bunch of dudes that barely speak English, and they fucking laugh their asses off when especially today, when Andrew Reid started talking about he hates fat people and why. It was fucking just. I forgot the line that he had, and I'm gonna have to re-listen to it again tomorrow. But he had this line about fat people taking up they take up room in they make lines longer, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about that. That shit was great.
Didn't we have the Mexicanos rolling last week about something too?
I can't remember.
Yeah, you said that there was a bunch. Oh no, no, never mind. It was the racist thing.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. And by the way, that's becoming inside. Hey, that's becoming inside joke for a couple of those dudes. All right. The phrase "that black bitch" is fucking flying all over the goddamn place. From two guys in particular.
Holy shit.
From two dudes in particular. That fucking shit's flying from their mouths. All right, because look, when no, never mind. I won't go into it. Anyway.
Yeah, let's not get crazy, guys. Jesus Christ.
Listen,
Cut the fucking thing off. Let's go fade to black, Eddie, for Christ's sake.
We're going to go. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming on. You can follow Kirby at Kirby_MMA. Aaron's over at Stand and Bang Radio. I'm at Elaw31. And we'll check you guys out next week. Have a good night.
See you guys.